Hey, there we are. We are back. We are back again. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Do make sure you get the likes in, get the likes flowing. We'll go and have a look at what likes are on in a moment, but we do have 20 people viewing. So do make sure you smash the like button. We should be over 10 likes comfortably. If you haven't already, do take 2 seconds to go and like. We obviously have my good friend with me today as usual, but I just thought before we go any further, we'll just mention that this was tweeted out in the intro. MicroStrategy Strategy has acquired another 13,390 Bitcoin for 1.34 billion at an average price of nearly 100k. So interesting, that is a lot lower than where we are currently. So I probably would imagine that some of this move here was drawn up by MicroStrategy, but given that the average price was here, so you would imagine maybe he was buying a mixture between here and here. I don't know, but yeah, big buy again by MicroStrategy, now up to 568,840 Bitcoins. They've spent nearly $40 billion at an average price of what is creeping closely towards 70k. So they are roughly, what's that off the top of my head, mate? Nearly 50% up, aren't they? Yeah, but roughly, probably roughly 50% up, give or take a couple of percent. So they're currently nearly $20 billion in an unrealized profit. So yeah, big news coming out of MicroStrategy, but yeah, I would probably suggest, their average buy was here, so anywhere probably between a bit above and below was where they was buying likely. So yeah, big news coming out of there. But hello, mate. How was your weekend? Great to see you again.
You're right there, Dave. Yeah, all good actually. Yeah, quite a chilled weekend, I must admit. But yeah, the most important question of the day is though, have you fixed your chair?
No. No, it's still broke, but it is still in that kind of like temporary fixed state, so it's not completely broke.
Okay, be like that forever now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to change. Okay. I will get round to it eventually. One day I will get round to it.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I quite a nice chilled Saturday morning stream. Yeah, I just sort of rambled on for a bit, looked at the CME close from Friday, that kind of thing. It was it was quite it was all right, and thanks for everyone who came along. And yeah, cool.
Yeah, big thank you to anyone that joined either of our streams over the weekend, really. Obviously, yes, Save was streaming on Saturday. I streamed last night. So yeah, big thank you if you joined there. If you didn't, hopefully you had a nice weekend. Let's see who we've got in the chat. So you said that you were going to make a coffee. So everyone was asking for a coffee, mate, now that you've revealed that you were making one.
I know, but I accidentally did it with the wrong account, didn't I? So looks like
so it looked like me. But I'm actually on the green tea today. I've got green tea, yeah.
You see, I thought you'd be on tea,
Yeah, I'm on the green tea. I bought a box of green tea last week, so I'm on the organic green tea. So that's what type of beverage I'm drinking on stream today. And we got Pappy, GMTU, John Brown, Crypto Bro. We got James saying Bevo will rock it today, getting a discount. You love it, you mate, don't you? New music. Well, that music was put together by Save himself. He put the intro together, and it is very funky, isn't it? We got the legend Justin. Afternoon to you, mate. Good day, Pellin. His strategy is going to dump us. I don't think that even happens that much anymore, does it? It used to. It used to a lot, but
it does something, doesn't it? Yeah, it definitely does something. I don't know what though.
The thing is, I think what it is now is, so this is my probably just opinion. Whether you agree or not is obviously up to you. But because they used to buy so less frequently, so if we go and pop up, we can show you because I know we tweeted it out. They used to buy a lot less frequently, as you can see on the chart. So, you'd come in probably every few months, really, that it was with a buy. It wasn't anywhere near as often. So, when you're doing that, during these times, it was a lot easier to say, well, like that upwards drive was obviously MicroStrategy, and then obviously it would get shorted or sold into. Where now, because he's buying so frequently and so often with large buys, I really don't think the market cares anymore. I don't think that the market cares to kind of sell into it because they know it's really probably only around the corner for another buy. So we're here, you'd have one buy and then, another buy. They really didn't buy much here because obviously the MSTR price was low. But, there was probably an argument for the market saying, well, Saylor's just brought in artificial demand by buying himself. So, let's sell into it or whatever, or, just the market using it to go and clear alongside liquidity. Where now, I really don't think the market cares what MSTR is doing. MicroStrategy, whatever you want to call them, because they're buying so frequently. So, yeah, you could sell into this, but then, what? Probably only going to be another few days, isn't it? Maybe a week's tops before they start buying again. So, yeah, I don't think really... I've not noticed that it sells off anywhere near as much as it used to when they used to buy. So
it's just every Sunday now, isn't it? It's like pretty much.
I don't know. Is it? Yeah, I think there is a bit of a pattern actually with every Sunday, isn't there? Yeah, I think it is normal Sundays, but I think he's quite strategic when he does it now because what I think used to happen was I think he used to post it and then he'd buy afterwards. Where now I think he just randomly buys like any few days before he posts the chart. So obviously here, you know, they would have bought likely on, well, most definitely on, given the average price, they would have definitely bought on Thursday. And then obviously he only tweets out the thing on a Sunday. So they kind of get in and before announcing it, where I think what he used to do was, I think he used to tweet it and then you'd know then like hours later or a day later or something, you could see exactly where it was likely where they were buying. But yeah, so interesting. But yeah, that obviously news came out just before we started streaming, so definitely worth the cover.
Yeah, what we should do is persuade him to get Stonksy, really, and then at least we'd know when he was buying.
yeah, exactly. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Jeff says, "Oh, hello, Cyprian. How you doing, Reggie man? Oh, have you seen OM? Reggie man got his wish. It did have a good pump, to be fair, yesterday. So he says one long was break even at 44 cents. So he took 50% at 50 cents. My other one was break even at 52. So that is still open and added to it when it dumped back. New break even is 49. Well done, Reggie, man. You know, you held it through, didn't you? No doubt it was probably quite nerve-wracking for you, especially when it was dipping down towards, was it 36 or 35 or whatever? But, mate, I'm very happy for you. So I hope you're sleeping better at night now. Yeah, Jeff's just got in from work. Terrible night. Oh, mate, yeah. Pull up a chair and you know, get comfy. We'll have a look at the weekly candle, Crypto Bro. And Justin says, I'm led to believe he has finances in place for another 80 billion more Bitcoin, 80 billion in dollars. Yeah, it'd be insane, wouldn't it? I think that's what they came out with, didn't they, about a week or two ago, saying, you know, they want to buy that much, which is just crazy to think, you know, they've got just under 40 billion. So he wants to add another 200% more. Now, obviously, they're not going to be able to get as much Bitcoin as they have now. For, you know, another 40 billion won't get them another over 500,000 because the price is a lot higher. But you can only imagine where, as long as everything holds up, you know, MSTR wise and stock market to be able to do all this financing that he's doing, where just singularly MicroStrategy could send the price. You know, they could easily probably send it to 150k themselves, couldn't they?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know, actually. Does anyone know kind of the technicals around that? If someone just started twapping $80 billion now, just non-stop, where exactly would we send the price? I have no nails left. Well, you do now, mate. You do now. You can grow them back because you've been sensible and you got out half and then, you know, you've brought down your entry a bit. So you've been sensible, mate. Although a possible trade deal with China, well, yeah, that's another bit of news, isn't it? Apple and Tesla looking to open 7% up. Yeah, we'll go and cover the SPX as well and the Mag 7 because, yeah, that has had, as you can see, in futures hours and pre-market, it's up nearly 3% on the day. So we'll be getting a gap up on the SPX. But I suppose, what should we cover first? Maybe we should stay on Bitcoin. Obviously, we're still open on the 1 hour green. That is down from just under 97k. But Crypto Bro mentioned the weekly candle. Let's go and see. Oh, yeah, look at that. So what's interesting on that is actually, yeah, that is Bitcoin's second highest ever weekly close.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it'd be the biggest one, but it wasn't quite, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't far off. So obviously the highest one came in around 104.5k. And this one came in just a couple of $100 below. But Bitcoin's second ever highest weekly close. Mental, really, when you say it like that, isn't it? Considering it doesn't... I know we're going back, well, pretty much a month now, isn't it? It's pretty much a month, you know, since we were back into them mid to low 80s.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like a month. It feels like last week because we've just gone up so fast. It doesn't feel like a long time at all.
Well, it was only a week ago since we were like, you know, at 90 something. So
yeah, absolutely. So big movements on Bitcoin, but yeah, we'll see what this week brings. But yeah, we've got loads to cover today.
Go on, mate. I was going to say, do you want a quick look at the CME thing while you're on?
Let's have a look.
So I've got a feeling Friday's close was around about where we are now.
So we are, according to this, we closed at 103.615.
Oh, okay.
Now, you know the CME price is different to the crypto exchange price. So, as you can see, across exchanges, we're around 103,800 and odd, where obviously CME is a lot different. Even today, it went up to 106,300 nearly. Obviously, across crypto exchanges, we went up to around 100, just under 106. So, yeah, we still have potentially more downside to come. So there's currently a premium of around, obviously we've got a 10-minute delay on data, but there's probably like a $300-$400 premium, I would imagine, across CME, maybe even a bit more, maybe $400-$500. So we're probably going to have to go down towards 103k across actual exchanges to close that CME gap, is what it looks like. And then, obviously, we closed this one last time, so we can get rid of these lines from when we was last looking at it last week. So the only open ones, obviously, is this one to the immediate downside. We also have this one, and by the looks of it, I don't know if anyone has noticed this, but we do. Oh no, well we can't really say that's open. That's pretty much closed on it. It looks like we've got a couple of gaps though. Like that is a very marginal gap. I don't think we'll take too much attention to that. It's probably like a $50 gap. It also looks like this kind of jumped in the hour as well a little bit there.
Yeah, that was that midweek on, wasn't it?
No, the midweek one's back here.
That was it.
So that's the one down towards 91.5k.
Oh right, okay.
Still open there, but it looks like there's been a few jumpy candles, but we won't take much notice of that. It's probably only $50, $100. But yeah, obviously watching for this one to the downside if it comes. And that's what we're looking at CME gap wise anyway.
Yeah.
So we will see what we are given on that front. I think this probably is the one lower as well. I mean, it looks, obviously for where we are now, it looks like an eternity for looking lower. But I thought there may be one open in the 80s, but maybe there's not. No, it doesn't appear that there is. I thought there was one open in mid 80s. No, doesn't look like to me unless I'm missing something. So yeah, this is the downside one, which, for whatever reason, if we did get like a 10% pullback on Bitcoin, you would imagine pulling back that far, this would be just an immediate buy for a significant bounce, you would imagine. Mm-hmm. But we've still, we've got a long way to go until that. We've got a long way to go. We've got, nearly a 13% pullback if that was to happen. But yeah, mate. So what have you been up to anyway? What have you been up to? Have you been trading over the weekend, or
I have, yeah. I started fiddling with my bigger trades a little bit. So, okay. So the BLOFIN one, I took some profit on, and then I didn't really do the re-entering very well because I was looking for a big-ish pullback, and really that should have been like now rather than Saturday night or whenever I did it. But yeah, so my entries are a little bit higher now than they were.
Yeah.
But it does mean that my BLOFIN one's quite a chunky position now. So if I get distracted, if the price goes mental, excuse me. But no, I'm really pleased actually. I can show you if you want, or.
Sure, mate. If you want to pull it up, that's fine.
Or do you want to go through a few other things first?
We can. Well, I suppose we've got. Yeah, let's. I tell you what. Yeah, let's leave it for a little bit because we've got an hour and 10 minutes still to go until US market opens. So I'm just gonna go and pin this. Let's have a look. See how many likes we got. We got 30 people watching. I think 14 likes. Hey, that's good going. I tell you what, that's good going. Let's get that up still a bit though. Let's get this past 20 likes. Do take a second to go and like the stream. And of course, if you're new, do make sure you subscribe. Come and join us. Come back every day. And let's get this average view duration up as well. We've had 99 views, but 66 people have left us so far. Boo. So make sure if you're watching, you do stick around. But right, let's hop back over to there. Let's hop in the chat to see what's going on. We have got Crypto Cruise. I haven't seen you in ages, mate. Welcome back to the stream. I don't think I've seen you in ages anyway. He's got 100x short on Sui. And by the look of the emojis, you're very happy with that. So congrats to you, mate. Yeah, so we'll look at that. Can we all agree the size of the candle doesn't matter? It's average, really. We don't compare candles. Well, that's it, Jeff, innit? We don't compare candles. Each person's got their own candle, no matter the shape or size. Is what I'm thinking you're alluding to. Mr. Delta, how we doing, mate? How we doing? Justin says CME not closed, about 1% to go. Yes. We have some more downside to come if we're going to close that CME gap. What else have we got? Gold Sniper, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Big thank you for joining. And he says, just arrived, saw a couple of tweets from big people about Trump launching a new token. Is that true? I have no idea. Maybe we could see something on the Trump price if that's true. Has it dumped? Doesn't seem to have done anything, so I don't know. Is the honest answer. While we're here, let's just quickly cover memes. I mean, WIF has just been on an absolute surge, hasn't it? I mean, look at that move on Stonksy as well. In from 55 cents-ish. What a move on this. And memes are kind of just going one after another, aren't they? Just bang, 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 bang. So, yeah. But, I mean, biggest gainer today on my list anyway of 30-odd%. So, yeah, super move on WIF. But, yeah, memes overall are just absolutely rocketing. So, we'll take a look at them later on as well. We'll definitely cover some meme action while they're hot again. What have we got? We've got Regiman saying also certain states saying that it will be Bitcoin and XRP and other being tax exempt. I think it's Michigan or Mississippi. Yeah, maybe they're doing Bitcoin and a few US made ones. So you would imagine maybe ADA and a few other them other ones. We'll see anyway. I think Sui is actually classed as, was it Sui or Say? Classed as US made. I think it might be Sui. Where is Sui? There's Sui. 407. Wow. Monster move on Sui over recent weeks as well. Here's Reggie Man's favourite OM. Yeah, did get all the way up to nearly 52 cents.
I must admit, his move on that is quite brave. I think the idea of selling some as the price went up and then using it to average back down again to make his whole position less scary. That's quite brave, that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, it's the sort of thing I've done in the past as well. So yeah, I can see why you've done it.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, Reggie man, what will you do if it gets another big push up? Will you just be looking to close it break even and getting out of it, or are you now thinking, I'm going to try and maybe hold this for a really decent scam pump? What are you trying to do? Mr. Delta says, cheers to Wizard of Vault on heads up with Xpeng.
Oh, Xpeng, yeah.
What's this, Xpeng?
It's a Chinese electric car manufacturer.
Oh, did he say this in? I think he said this in a stream, didn't he? Or
I don't know. It wasn't one I saw, but
I don't know.
I might have missed one, but I guess it must have been. But yeah, I must admit, I was looking at a YouTube video of a review of one of their cars actually, and I actually thought that's brilliant. You know, it was like it seemed a lot more classy and advanced than a Tesla and better value for money. You know, and I was thinking,
well, I have seen, yeah, because I think we have a Chinese makeover here now, don't we? Because I think they've been kind of suppressed a lot, haven't they? But is it like BYD?
BYD is the big one, yeah.
Yeah. But I have seen a lot of people say, like, you know, if Chinese cars were just readily available in, you know, like the US and I suppose probably even, you know, UK and other parts of Europe too, then there would kind of be like no real competition for EV because they are like just mega compared to, and I think value for money as well is there too. I think they're quite, you know, often quite cheaper, aren't they, than say a Tesla or others.
They are, but some of them BYD ones are actually quite expensive, but they're quite a classy car. You know, they're quite luxurious. You know, I think they're going more for the sort of, you know, BMW, Mercedes type people. You know, sort of higher end. You know, higher end cars really. Whereas I don't know. I mean, Tesla started out like that, but Tesla are kind of. I mean, Teslas aren't that expensive now, really. You know, considering they last longer than your average car. You know, you can get a car for about 30, 40 grand now, which is like puts it in the same kind of bracket as like a, I don't know, like an Audi or something, I suppose, like a cheap Audi.
Yeah,
And,
well, I'm pretty sure as well. If you're looking for second hand, I'm sure you can get like them for like between 10 and 20 grand, can't you? Teslas now, if you're willing to take one that's a bit older.
You can, yeah. Because I quite fancy one myself, actually, but
you'll be able to buy one soon with your Bitcoin profits, mate. You've made that much.
Maybe.
Now that would make a good video. I bought a Tesla with Bitcoin, because it's a bit kind of clickbaity in it, because obviously I still don't think they're accepting Bitcoin. But you could say, I bought a Tesla with Bitcoin. I made Bitcoin, this much Bitcoin trading, and I sold it, and I went and bought a Tesla with it.
Yeah, it'd be a bit of a. Yeah. I'll probably get accused of clickbait if it's some like shagged out old sort of 10-year-old Model S, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but still, you're not lying, are you?
No, true.
You're not lying. But yeah, Crypto Bro says he thinks that big market makers use Doge and WIF to recycle their Bitcoin and ETH gains. I mean, yeah, but Doge was down when I was streaming yesterday. It was down about 8%, and I think it's up, kind of just bounced back the same amount today. But yeah, I mean, WIF has been on fire, hasn't it? All memes have. It looks like memes have really, really took off again. But I'll tell you what is interesting. While we're talking about that, before we move on, for those of you that have, obviously been a long time viewer of the stream, we've talked about this big bounce back on memes a lot, and we've talked about them, potentially coming in to make kind of macro lower highs. Now, Bonk is one. And I've left kind of the drawing on. For those of you that, remember, or maybe was here, I still haven't even, this is how long ago it was, I still not changed the colour scheme back. But I did draw this on Bonk. I wish I'd have traded it, because that is a really nice push up off the bottom. That would have been a great trade. But it's kind of coming into that area now, isn't it? Of obviously we're at this yellow line, but it's kind of at that area where I was looking for, okay, they're all going to have a big bounce up, but it's kind of just like an exit pump / just rip and then dump. So it'll be interesting to see what happens if we do get any of these types of patterns on memes. WIF is probably a similar one. Is it actually getting some strength, or is it just the fact that it was so heavily oversold? It's so easy to push to the upside on thin books. And then, they can approach a point on the chart where they go, right, okay, that's enough. Back to the downside, and then back down it goes.
That was actually quite a cool chart you did on Bonk back there, isn't it?
I wish I'd have traded this year. I kind of forgot about all these. I should have. I mean, really, the play was, never mind Bitcoin or anything. The play was just to go and buy any sort of meme, wasn't it? Down here. I mean, you look at them all. Your Pepe, your SPX, anything really meme related. Just to buy when Bitcoin was down at 74k. I mean, look at Mother. Where did Mother go to? So Mother was probably down at like 3 mil, something like that. So yeah, big bounce back on them, though. Big bounce back. So that is good to see for if you happen to be underwater or anything. I think a good thing to reiterate as well is, there's no problem in paying yourself. If you do happen to be, approaching break-even points of underwater bags, or if you happen to buy the bottom or whatever, just remember, don't get caught too much in the euphoria, and remember to pay yourself, because at some point we are going to get a correction on Bitcoin. Don't know when, don't know where. Do we go to a new all-time high, 120, 130k before a correction? Who knows? We could go anywhere, but at some point, obviously, it's going to pull back. But just don't, at some point, don't remember to pay yourself. Remember to pay yourself for the hard work. And don't get kind of too caught in the euphoria and forget, okay, yeah, I actually kind of need to sell something at some point to realize some gains. Because obviously I've done that many times, where you get a bit too caught up and you're like, damn, I should have just stopped for a minute and sold something, or sold a portion, whatever. Let's see what is going on in the chat. What's going on? They'll peak and sell again. Yeah, probably, mate, probably. XRP's taking off, is it? Okay, we'll look at XRP. No worries, Jeff. See you soon, mate. See you soon. Reggie Man got an 8x long from 80 cents and with mates. There you go. There you go. There must be a nice payday on you there. That's about 50% up, isn't it, from where it's up now? So, you are P&L wise. Hang on, let me guess. So 10x, you would be 500%. So we'll take 20. So you're about 400% P&L. Am I right on that? Let me know in the chat. Cryptogenic, how do you have self-confidence when closing a trade? I always hold far too long. You've got a swing from 17k.
Brilliant.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. What do you mean? You don't need to have self-confidence. You just pay yourself, don't you? The thing is, right? So something that I learned as well, and a lot of people need to learn is, and this maybe applies to you, Cryptogenic, or other people, is I think particularly when you're looking too much on like things like crypto Twitter and stuff as well, is it can kind of get in your head of, oh, I must time the top or I must time the bottom. So obviously you're holding along there from 17k. Now, you go on crypto Twitter and you might say people, oh, Bitcoin's going to 120k, Bitcoin's going to 130k, Bitcoin's going to 200k. Then in your head, you're probably thinking, oh, well, I can't close this or I can't do that yet because, it might go higher and stuff like that. You kind of need to remove yourself from the bubble and say, am I happy with the profits? Am I fine with if it goes higher? So be it, whatever. I think kind of the culture around particularly around like CT and stuff like that is I must time the top and I must time the bottom and anything else is rubbish. No, when you're happy with some profits, take them, and you just got to kind of, be strict with yourself mentally of if it goes higher, then so be it. The market's going to go up and down without you, isn't it? You don't have to time every move. You don't have to get the perfect entry, and you don't have to try and catch tops and bottoms. If you're happy with the profit, then you can just take it off the table if you're happy with it, and just as long as you're in the mind of if it goes higher, then that's fine. I'm not too bothered. Then you can do as you wish. All as I would say is as soon as you're happy with the profit, secure it, or at least secure most of it, and make the trade risk free and stuff like that. And then you can't really have any arguments then. But you kind of just need to be able to emotionally manage that, because what you don't want to do is close it, and then if it carries on up, you start FOMOing in or anything. You just need to be like, well, I'm going to close this here, and then I'm going to look for another trade or whatever. So that would be what I would say. It's just kind of don't get obsessed with trying to time the top and the bottom. Just understand that, you are going to miss out on pumps and dumps. And, as long as you kind of just identify where you need to go in or whatever, then so be it. What have we got? Crypto Bro says, I've taken 10% from my bags. Got another 9 sales to go. Well, there you go, mate. There you go. Looking to sell on the way up this market and buy back on 30% retracements.
So that cryptogenic one, I mean, as far as I can see, that he's. I mean, I don't know. Does that mean he's in a long, or is it just like a spot buy?
No, he'll be in a long, yeah.
So that means he's been in a long for about 3 years, which is
just nearly 2.5 years, yeah.
Which is amazing.
He says he's going to post it in the Discord.
I can't wait to see about it.
I'll tell
you what, though, looking at Stonksy on the weekly time frame, that actually went green in February 23. Okay, when the price was around 22k. Now you must have, your entry was the price from about the November before in 2022, which is amazing. And yeah, well, congratulations on having it open for that long. Now, Stonks has been green for the last 2.5 years, and it's still green on the weekly time frame. So what you could do, what I would do, to be honest, I would take partial profit, definitely. I would take, I don't know, 20% off the table, definitely, if not 25. I would definitely do that. But keep an eye on Stonksy, and if it goes red, sell your position, because in the past that's been really, really reliable on the weekly time frame. Is that the weekly you got up there? Is it, Dave?
Well, no, this is the hourly, but it's 100x leverage as well, apparently.
No.
Apparently so. Yeah, he says long leverage 100x.
How big's the position?
I don't know. Give us details.
Oh, bloody, and yeah, and
Well, if it's 100x, so that means that you're running at a 1% for 100% ROI against obviously liquidation. So in from 17k means it's been an increase currently of 508%. So that means you're running at a P&L of 50,000%. If I've added that correctly, which I think I have. So your ROI on that trade, P&L wise, must be 50,000%.
which is 50,000% is a.
Is a 500? Is it?
Yeah, it's quite. Yeah, it's 500x, isn't it? Yeah.
No, wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a 500x. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So if you had something like a couple of grand, you're over $1 million now.
Surely, you've thought about closing it. How much is in the trade? How much margin? What's your unrealized P&L? There's too many questions on this. We need to know. Get the specifics in.
Yeah, and yeah, post it in the Discord.
Even if it's incredibly small margin, even if it's $100, you'll have what, 50k?
No, it'd be 200, wouldn't it? I think.
What?
If it's a 500x.
No, yeah. I said even if it's $100, it would be 50k, wouldn't it?
I'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. He says he's going to post it in the Discord now. So if you do want to get in the Discord, then you can get 20% off your first month of Stonksy. It is the second link in the description, I think, as well. I need to add that on. But yeah, second link in the description. It will take you over to the Stonksy website. You then come over to start now. Click the monthly option. And then you'll click this button here to go through, create your Stonksy website account, and then give us your trading view and Discord details. But yeah, use code BOT20 to get 20% off. And that gets you access to everything, the indicator, the Discord server, and the trading bots on BLOFIN. So do make sure you take advantage of that, and it'd be great to see you over there. But yeah, I'm fascinated to see this. I hope he's not baiting us. I really hope that he's not just going to turn around and go, "Ha, you fuckers, I got you." Also, I'd just like to point out, we've got really good viewership across YouTube today. We've got 44 people watching on YouTube. So big thank you for joining us today. If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream. And yeah, do subscribe if you're not, because that is great viewership. It'd be great to see you come back. We do stream every single day. So yeah, do go take a second to drop a like and subscribe if you're not already. And if you're looking for anywhere to trade today, you can sign up to BLOFIN, create your non-KYC account, and get yourself some great welcome bonuses on our link. Offers some great bonuses. That is the first link in the description, and I've just put it in there now.
I'll tell you what would be good as well is if everyone watching, if there's a little share button below the video, if you click that and then post this stream on X, on Twitter, and let's see how many people we can get. And because we really do want to encourage this bring a friend idea. I think that'd be great.
Right, so apparently it is $1.63.
Oh.
So that means, to be fair though, no, that still means that's still about $750. Maybe even a bit more, maybe towards 800. That's still, I mean, off $1.63. That is fantastic. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that at all. So I mean, yeah, I mean, even off $1.63, I bet you're so mad now, aren't you? I'd be ecstatic because you just made like $800 off, pretty much nothing. But at the same time, be like, if only I had $1,000 in that, you'd have $500,000.
I did actually have one like that. It was on some other exchange. I think it was like Weeks or something like that, and I was just trying it out, and I had a $10 position in there, and I got it liquidated, and there was like $1 left. So there was a bit of a pullback on Bitcoin, and I kind of went long. And I started off like 30x, and it started going my way. So I I pushed it up to 100x, and then I put in the other 50 cents that I'd made or whatever, and then I left it, and that was last summer, and then by about Christmas just gone, it was up to about $70, and it was something like 2,000. No, I think I got it to 3,000% at one point. And it was, but it obviously, because it was so small, it was only really worth, I think it was about $70 maximum. And I had this idea. Actually, it was TMG's idea. The idea was to get it up to about 500 and then buy a Nissan Micra.
Yeah,
that was going to be the idea. But when we got that, what was the big Trump pullback we got? It was a tariff thing, wasn't it? No, was there a big one before then? There wasn't there? There's something where it dumped quite a lot. I can't remember now.
When?
Towards the end of last year, just before Christmas. I can't remember now.
I don't know.
Or maybe it was early this year. I don't know. It was some sort of tariff or something like that type related thing. And at that point, I got liquidated, and I kind of lost my $70. So don't let that happen to you, cryptogenic dude. Yeah. Anyway, so I kind of lost that, so I couldn't make that video. Unfortunately, I thought that would have made a great video. Sort of buying a Nissan Micra with $1.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that would be a great video. I think anything like that is just great, and like people are interested. Like that guy, who's doing the 1 Bitcoin challenge. Like, anything like that just gets people interested.
Yeah, I actually think we ought to get him on the show, and try and persuade him to get trading, because he doesn't want to trade.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, if we can get in contact with him, I'd love to get him on.
Okay.
Mike, how we doing? Great to see you. Cryptogenic says I'm driving about 1 minute behind the live stream. Okay. Just liked purely for Dave's F word. I need help with the mental aspect of being okay with closing, since that's where I'm weakest. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just, you kind of just need to learn to let go. You just need to learn to let go of emotions. That's literally it. You just need to learn to let go of FOMO and panic, because that's it. Because what you just need to let go of is just being like, right, this was a great trade. I had a great entry. I've made great profit. I'm going to close it. And if it goes higher, then so be it. So be it. The market will do what it wants. You're not going to be able to time. And you just need to kind of let go of the ideology that you have to catch every move, or you have to make the most out of every single trade. If you're happy with the profit, what's the harm in closing it? If it goes higher, so what? There's always going to be another trade. Not one like yours, really, because that is kind of like one of a kind, holding from 17k upwards. But you obviously just apply it to different scenarios, don't you? Gary, great to know that helped you. And what we're going, thoughts on layer following OM? I don't know what layer is, but we'll have a look. In the BLOFIN tab, I can't see it. I can't see it in the cryptogenic. I can't. I've just had a look. I can't see it. But yeah.
Actually, I'm just looking at Reggie Man's thing there, saying to cryptogenic dude, saying take 50% and set a stop loss for the rest at 80k. That way you've been paid massively. I think that's probably quite a good suggestion, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good idea for sure. I mean, the thing is, you're not going to miss out on much, because it's only a $1.63 position. Off the top of my head, you're probably about $800 P&L up. I mean, even if it goes much higher, you're going to be, maybe at 1,200, 1,300. Is it going to be that much of a difference to close it, really? I don't know. It's up to you, mate. But yeah, I can chat to you in the Discord, mate, for sure. We can definitely get chatting. But yeah, do make sure, if you've only just joined, we're now to 50 viewers, mate. We're going viral here. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're not, and check the links in the description as well. Will you grab the screen a sec, mate? Because I need to go and pop the 20% thing on in the description. I forgot to do it.
Yeah, sure. Hang on. Let me.
Maybe we could run through your trade now while
sure.
got a bit of time. So yeah, do make sure you stick around, and yeah, If you're looking to trade anything today, click that first link in the description, sign up to BLOFIN, which is what Save has got up here. I'm just going to go and pop something in the description quickly.
Okay. So yeah, this is a BLOFIN trade that I took. It's probably about a week or so ago now, and this account had 800 USDT in it, and I've done various things. If you look at the order history, in fact, if you look at position history, I think, yeah. So you can see here, going back to yeah, so my average price has been about 94k, and then I've been sort of taking bits of profit and stuff over the weekend, so, and then adding them back in. So at the moment my average entry price has gone up a little bit now. My average entry price is now 102, which is not as good as it was. It was, 90 odd. But because I've been adding back into this trade, the actual margin I'm playing with is now 1,544 USDT. I am doing this on rather a high leverage at 25x. I didn't start out at 25x. Actually, I did. I started out at 25x with a very small portion of my capital, and then once it was going the right way, I kind of added little bits to it, and then once it was like reasonably in profit, I think once I was about like 10 or 15% in profit, so I could comfortably put a stop loss at break even. By that time, I was like adding a bit more into it. So that's kind of what I do. I don't think it's the best way to trade, but it's just what I've always done, and I've kind of got used to it. As a consequence of that, the $800 I had is now 6,357, and that's been done in just over a week, I think it is. So I'm really happy with that. And the reason I got into that in the first place was, let me just get my chart up. Just give me a second. Get onto the right chart, which is all right. Okay, so the reason I got into that was I was looking at BTC USDT with the Stonksy indicator, and it was indeed my favorite time frame, which is the 1 hour time frame, and it was round about here. It's round about here, around about the 6th of May. So it's about a week ago when the price was down here at 94k, and that's when I started like getting into the position. And you can see what happened here is we got that big green candle on whenever that was. When was that? That was Tuesday the 6th of May. So once it had done that, I was fairly confidently, trading on 25x leverage with actually all the capital, which isn't really advised, but that's what I did. And I just kept it, and I didn't start doing any profit taking at all until we were well over 100k. I did also spot on Stonksy this green arrow here. Just for anyone who isn't familiar with the settings I'm using, what I've changed here is I am monitoring the higher time frame on the 1 hour, which is showing these flags here. And also what we do, and I think Dave does this as well, because I had the idea from him, was I can't remember what these are normally set at, but I set the bullish bearish arrows sensitivity equals 8 and confirmation period at 1. Now what we notice is that works really well on the 5 and 6 minute time frame, but I did see this green arrow appear here on the 1 hour time frame, which when I look back in the past, I was thinking, well, that doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean? So looking back, I mean, there was one here, right? There was one here when the price was down at 83. So the fact that that green arrow appeared again, and it hadn't done for a long time, has given me much more confidence in the current green bit. So at the moment, I'm going to remain bullish. Certainly while we've got this green background here on the 1 hour time frame. Now you can see Stonksy also plots out these resistance lines here. So the dotted red one is the kind of major resistance there. So obviously we've like bashed against that a few times. What I'm hoping there'll be some good news today. I'm not quite sure what happened with the China stuff at the moment. I'm not sure if that was fully proper news or whatever, but I'm hoping something like that happens and then we sort of smash through that and then go further up. And I'm looking at a target around 110. It is also worth noting that I've started looking at this Stonksy momentum indicator here. I've got that set slightly different as well. I think it's pretty much as it comes out the box. The only thing I've done is actually cosmetic, and I've just reduced I've actually removed the histogram, just because personal preference really. But apart from that, I haven't touched that. So excuse me. So it is worth noting as well that when this momentum thing is really low, you can be looking at sort of reversals and stuff. So at the moment, I would say even where we are now, that isn't oversold or anything now. I think this is still quite bullish. So so for that reason, I'm very bullish with that flat at the bottom there, just like it was here. See that was at the bottom there, and then we went up from there. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. How about you, Dave? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of maybe makes sense, doesn't it, to keep grinding higher. I mean, yeah, the fact that that momentum bar's at the bottom and then we do have still the green background. I think while we've come here, it would make more, even if we say we're going to correct, would it not just make more sense to take out the liquidity above all-time high and then correct after that?
Yeah.
Kind of, for my looking at it, is like, we're all the way up here, we're like 5%, if not less, than from an all-time high.
Yeah.
Would it not just make more sense that if you're gonna, if it's gonna correct, you may as well just drive it to 110, 111, 112k, get people euphoric, sweep that liquidity above the all-time high, and then just give it flat, a big fat 10, 15, 20% correction, and then go again.
Yeah.
So I think that's what personally I think. Yeah, I'd be more interested to see, but I mean the run it's been on, we can't really be surprised once it does start to correct. We're probably going to be due, aren't we? Like a good 5 to 10%.
Yeah.
Before it can go again, because at some point it is going to have to come down.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm well happy with this trade though, because I've actually taken 2,777 USDT already. So it's currently 33% in profit, 1,629.
Mate, that's turned out to be a great trade, that, hasn't it?
It really has, yeah. I mean, it's
what a trade.
It's down to Stonksy, but the point is this account a week ago was only $800, you see, and now it's
what a trade.
And now it's 6,416.
Now that is probably getting close to half a Tesla. You could probably buy. No, to be fair, you couldn't. The cheapest Tesla on the market is probably like 10k in it, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I think I've seen that somewhere on TikTok. I can't remember. But I mean, the fact that you've done, what have you done? So that's 5. You've done like a 7x or something, haven't you? Nearly.
Yeah.
Of the account in a week.
Yeah.
Which
and that is well, I've actually done the same on a couple of other exchanges as well.
Oh, mate, you must be rolling in it.
But no, it's been a good.
You played this pump up very well, though, didn't you? You started off with that with the first couple of longs you put on.
Yeah, well, I was inspired
very, very well.
I was inspired by you trying to short it, you see.
Yeah, well, that's it. How was your counterweight?
But no, honestly, it's just because of Stonksy on the 1 hour. I absolutely love Stonksy on the 1 hour, and that has been just brilliant, isn't it? So
yeah, very, very nice.
So that's what I'm doing there.
Cryptogenic has posted that in the Discord as well, by the way. So I've just had a look at it. So I'm guessing so he's actually on 50x, not 100. So it's 50x, and then I'm guessing you'll have had some took off from obviously fees and stuff, but he's got an unrealized P&L of 378 USDT.
Oh, okay.
So,
I think to be honest, you know, I mean, it's great looking at the big numbers, and I was a bit like that with one of these trades, and I wanted to see the big percentage and all that. But really, if you actually say, all right, I've done really well, I'm going to close that and then do it again, then by doing that, you're compounding those gains, you know, and then you've got that much more capital to play with the next time, you know. So I don't know. I've kind of realised that because this one here, this BLOFIN account here, this one I have been sort of going in and out a little bit, taking a bit of profit, putting it back in, and I've actually grown the margin here from $800 to, well, I've doubled it, haven't I? No, I haven't. No, the margin's here. No, the margin was $800, and now I'm trading with 4,780 because I've been taking profit and then sort of, you know, on a pullback, I've been putting the profit back in. And okay, I mess up my entry by doing that, and the percentage doesn't look as good. Because at one point, I think I posted one in the Discord where my percentage take profit was like 300% or something, you know. So you're not getting those sexy percentages anymore. But you know, overall, you're compounding your gains. And if you're doing that compounding your gains, it's you have to be slightly more busy, I must admit. But it is. You know, it is more lucrative, I think it is, rather than just sitting on one trade for 3 years, maybe. Also, I haven't got the discipline to sit on a trade for 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, and I suppose it's kind of like realistically, where just in your own head, where do you see Bitcoin going to? You know, if somehow it goes to 200k, then you're only going to have another $380. Which is still, you know, still fair whack, but you're relying on Bitcoin to do another 100% from here, aren't you? So
yeah,
it's kind of like, yeah, I suppose you just got to count, you just got to add up in your head. You know, does it make sense to close it here? Do I want to? And then go from there. But yeah, there we go. Crypto Bro says waiting 3 years to make just shy of $400 isn't quite the day job for sure. Yeah, but maybe it was just like what he had left in an account. Maybe he just had like $1 something left in the account and just thought, I'm just going to 100x it. Yeah. And then it's just so happened that he's, you know, caught the price that where Bitcoin's never returned to. And then fast forward 2.5 years later, he's up 40x or whatever it is. I don't know. Whatever it.
So Crypto Bros saying here, could you not add margin to that position to bring up your liquidation point? Are you talking to? He's talking to Reggie Man, isn't he? Is that right?
I don't know.
Not sure if you.
Could you anyway. not add margin to that position to bring up your liquidation?
I think you're talking to Reggie Man, aren't you? About his OM trade.
I don't know. Cryptogenic says, Dave, you're bang on. That's it. I just 100x the last of it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you know, the fact that you just probably had that that in your account and you just thought, you know what, I've got $1 something here. I'm just going to 100x it, see what happens. You just so happen to catch the point of where Bitcoin just never come back to, which is fantastic. You know, you can't complain with that, can you?
Sorry, I've just seen Crypto Bro's other message now saying that he is talking about the cryptogenics, saying could he not adjust his position in a similar way for more profit as stop losses well below 17k. Adjust his position. Yeah, well that's the other thing cryptogenics could do is you know, when you get a bit of a pullback, add $50 into your thing. It will obviously mess up your entry, but you know, your entry price, if it's at 17k, it'll probably jump up to 30k or something, but who cares, you know? Still miles away, isn't it? So there is that as well.
And even though it states it in the description, I'd just like to enforce that nothing on this stream is financial advice. We are merely educational and just for in discussion. So don't take anything we say as financial advice. Obviously, everything is up to you. We can give our opinion and stuff, but it's never advice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But there is a big fat disclaimer in the description anyway, explaining that. I just thought I'd mention that because we are kind of blurring into a lines of what we would do and stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just talking about the. Yeah. I'm happy to talk about the way exchanges work and stuff like that because I have done quite a lot of this playing with changing the margin and changing leverage and all that sort of stuff. But as you say, none of it is financial advice, and definitely don't take advice from me because I've made some dreadful mistakes over the years.
Justin says all I heard was 100x long that margin. Justin just got on 100x long. Whatever, Moodeng. I'll be in Discord to chat around 7 p.m. UK time. I mean, mate, I think there'd be a lot of interested people to hear. I mean, yes, it would have been. Imagine if you would have threw like $1,000 at that. Would have been crazy, wouldn't it? Cyprian is asking if you got into SMCI stock.
I have got some. It's currently worth less than I paid for it at the moment. But yeah, so I'm kind of bag holding a bit with it. However, there are some good ones. I bought some Tesla a couple of weeks ago, and that's doing all right now.
Very nice.
I'm hoping for a nice open on Tesla today.
Well, I'll tell you what. While we're on there, you don't need to do anything, mate. I'll do it for you. But I'll just remove your screen quick. Okay. We'll hop onto mine, and with under half an hour, let's go and see what the Mag 7's doing.
Okay.
So obviously, SPX is up nicely. Again, Stonksy's caught this. Lovely. But yeah, we have rallied throughout today. We've got Nvidia. Oh, Nvidia's up nicely, up $5 there. Apple is up very nicely. So Apple is up. Let's see what Apple's up. It's just over 6% pre-market, so that is great. Meta is up. Oh, Meta's up a nice chunk of change as well. Meta's up 6%. I imagine a lot of these are up similar percentages. Microsoft is up, not as much, but still up. Amazon is, Amazon. Because Amazon was one of the ones that was hit the hardest, wasn't it, by the tariff talk? And that Amazon's up nearly 9% pre-market. Tesla is up. What have we got? Just over 8%. Google is up a little bit. Now, it is making its way, innit, mate? I know, obviously, this is something that we talked about, but it is making its way now. So it's up at 157. So it's now moving into really retracing the full drop-off that it had. So from around the bottom-ish, it is up 6%, and it's still got another bit to go to fully retrace that, 8, 9, 10% drop, whatever it was it had on this day.
Yeah.
But it's really making its way there now.
I did actually buy some, actually. I'm just looking what price I bought it at.
Yeah, because you was up a couple $100, wasn't you, around somewhere?
Yeah.
But you should be up a nice chunk of change on that as well.
Let me have a look. I bought it. I am. Yeah, Yeah, nice. Can't see what I bought it at. I'm up 658 quid actually.
Wow, there you go, mate. That's nice.
So I bought it, 150.5 is what I bought it at. What was it today? Well, it's not open yet.
157, I think it was pre-market.
That's it, yeah. That's cool. I
157.
Yeah, that's quite. I went in quite heavy. I bought like 12 grand of it. 12 grand. Well, 11 grand's worth of it. Mm-hmm. But that's good.
Still got around 3-4% to go until it retraces that full dump, like. But I mean, yeah, nice. Again, oh mate, you've crypto. Crypto. I was going to call you crypto, bro. Then Save has made so much money in the past week or so. He might be off to buy himself an island soon.
Well, I just want a house, really. That's all I want.
Yeah. I do as well, mate, to be honest. That's exactly what I want. We've got 18% on XRP there in the Stonksy green background as well. So XRP, whoever mentioned XRP before about ripping, it certainly is up over 8%. We are approaching, I think, that area of interest in XRP for me. Yes, this kind of areas where it's kind of extended, but then also failed in a little bit. But I mean, could it just completely blast through into another leg higher? It potentially could. I'm absolutely sweating today. I don't know about anyone else, but it is roasting.
I'm not. A bit chilly today.
I am. Oh no, it's chilly. No, it's not. Honestly, I am sweating. We got Cryptogenic is saying I got so many trades to show you all in the same issue across exchanges.
So your issue is you're massively in profit from 3 years ago.
How many of these trades have you got where you've just put in like a couple of dollars and just 100x longed in? You know, 2.5 years later, you find yourself like 400% up or 400x up or whatever on your initial investment. How many times has this happened? Because I wish it had happened to me.
Sounds like a terrible problem.
Yeah. I remember as well back when Bitcoin was at like 16.5k. I remember I longed Bitcoin pretty hard with like 15x leverage, and it was a decent chunk of margin as well. And all I think about now is if I'd have left that open. Oh wow, it would have been poor. It would have been great.
The best trade of my life. Best trade of my life was back in 2021, and I looked at my profit, and it was about 90 grand, and I was thinking, should I just leave that? And unfortunately, it was the day of my wife's funeral, and I just thought I cannot be thinking about that today, so I closed it. And I think Bitcoin was at, I don't know, what was that? I mean, that was March 2021. So I think Bitcoin was quite high then. I think it was about like, might have been about 60 grand or something, you know, but it went a lot higher, you know. I could have, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, but it was like, I just thought there was no other reason to close it other than like, I don't want to think about this today, you know.
Yeah. Well, you live and learn, don't you, mate? That's the thing. You know, now you kind of, you're more about managing trades, aren't you? And kind of just, you like to manage your trades a lot better. Yeah. Because you like to close a bit and then maybe add a bit more or whatever, don't you? So the thing is, you don't know what you would have done, do you? You don't know whether you would have just closed it or whatever. Yeah,
but I know I didn't want to be at the bloody crematorium looking at my phone.
yeah, absolutely.
That would have been very wrong, you know.
Yeah, but there we go. It's just one you learn from it, don't you? That's it. Or next time, you know, you just kind of manage it differently. It's just one of them. I mean, I'm sure everyone would love, for those of you that, you know, that was still around, I'm sure everyone would love to go back to 2021 and maybe make some different decisions. I mean, I know I would.
Oh God, yeah, me too.
But yeah, there we go. We've got H-bar up. So yeah, I'm guessing this is all tied into the US coin. There must be some, whoever mentioned about some XRP tax thing. Obviously, these are all tied together. So you got XRP, XLM up 7%, H-bar up 8%. These are all American origin coins. So I'm guessing all these are tied into that news as well. We've got Pi had a great day yesterday. I was looking at this on stream. Real big rally. Cato is kind of looking like it's maybe cooling off after its rally, but pretty much everything has just gone full pump mode on it. So yeah, now we wait for US Open. Let's see what we've got. We got 51 people 42 watching with 34 likes. Big thank you to everyone who's joined today. If you haven't already, please do drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you're not already. It would be great to welcome you back. We do stream every single day, and I mean every single day. What have we got? But yeah, do vote on this poll. I'll be closing this poll in a minute. We've got 41 votes on the poll as well. 61% of people thinking we're going up on open, which is good. If you want us to look at any specific altcoins as well, do get it in the chat and we'll have a look at those too.
I think Mr. Delta wants to look at Xpeng. I think that's what he's on about.
Xpeng, what's that?
Yeah, that's that car thing I was on about. The Chinese car.
Xpeng.
I think it's XPNG. I think is a ticker.
XPEV.
XPNG.
I've got a Xpeng Inc.
That's it. Yeah.
So it's up $21 pre-market. So it's up decently pre-market.
What's it like if you zoom out a lot?
Pretty interesting chart, really.
So it's
pretty interesting. I'm guessing this pullback was all due because of the tariffs. I mean, it had a 40% pullback. I'm guessing that was all the tariff disruption and all stuff, but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin is pushing back to the upside a little bit.
Good.
Let's go and should we have a look at the heat map?
Yeah.
So 24-hour liquidity is showing, down around 103 is where the hotspot appears to be. Now, that would tie in with closing the CME gap as well, because we have got a premium on CME, so we'd have to come down lower than the gap on the actual CME chart. So about 103 should see the CME gap closed. But on the 3-day, we've obviously took upside with the pump today. So again, yeah, there's clusters below. So it looks like potentially we might see a drop down to 103, maybe, just maybe. Again, on the weekly, there's a bit of a cluster there. There's obviously a cluster to the upside where people have shorted it. So liquidity-wise, we are looking open to potentially, I mean, on the monthly, we have got a hotspot upwards now. So there is liquidity building to the upside. There's no immediate hotspot to the downside until we go to that other CME gap, interestingly. So we'll see what happens there. If we have a look at the other map, we'll see, again, it still looks like that liquidity is heavily skewed to the short side. So the value is squeezing these shorts again, potentially all the way up to near the all-time high. So is the fuel already there, or is it maybe just doing this kind of slow grind high? Is very interesting, and it's just going chug, 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 chug. Is it just going to go full set? I mean, there's all-time highs around here, isn't it? 109 something, I think. Just shy of 110, I think it is. I don't know, is it?
109, isn't it?
Let's mark it on. $109,588. So you can just, I mean, it's there, clear as day, innit? Let's see what percentage it is. We're just over a 5% move away. So not much at all, really. Not much at all. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, is everything set in place for a squeeze higher? I am absolutely sweltering. I am sweltering. I tell you what, mate, you'd love that, wouldn't you? Imagine a run to like 110 for you. Oh, you would be going buying your Tesla then.
Yeah. I want 120 though.
Yeah, that would be nice.
To be fair though, I probably will take a little bit more profit at kind of, I don't know, 106, something like that. Maybe, I'm not sure. The thing is, will it double top at 109?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe if it does a little fart over, you mean, and then just takes the liquidity and then drops back below.
Yeah, I'm noticing now. I'm just looking on a few different exchanges, and the funding rate is starting to get. I mean, it has been quite negative and very low, and the funding rate is looking like 0.01 on quite a few exchanges. I noticed like BLOFIN is 0.015, which sort of implies people are starting to go long more than short now a little bit. That's the case there.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm not quite as confident as I was a couple of weeks ago about a big push up. Having said that, Bybit is 0.0055. That is quite low. That implies that on Bybit, there's still a lot of people looking for shorts, so or short already. So yeah, I don't know. It really is 50-50 at the moment whether we get like a massive push up or a big dump, I would say.
Yeah. We have. Oh yeah. I think that's interesting. I mean, it's always good to get the funding update from you and your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
We've got Reggie Man is talking about some huge token or something. But we've got Cryptogenic saying he's got about 6 of them trades.
Brilliant.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. And Truth Social coin to be released within 72 hours. Thing is, I don't know how much. Obviously, it will get a pump because people will buy it no matter what. But seeing what's happened with Trump, what's happened with Melania, if people decide to now put the money into a Trump Truth Social coin, then it's kind of like their own doing in it, whatever happens. I don't think it will be as much of a liquidity suck as we got for the other two. And just it says, crush those shorts, aye, Captain. Yes, indeed. So,
tell you what, I went to this party on Saturday, and it was a friend of mine, and she's a bit older than me, and so there were a lot of people there who were kind of, sort of, I suppose a lot of people in their 60s. There might have been some older than that as well. And I sat down and started having a chat with these two sort of ladies, and I kind of mentioned, they're asking me what I did for a living and stuff, and I said, well, I do a bit of internet stuff, and I'm involved with cryptocurrency, and they said, cryptocurrency, is that's to do with Elon Musk, isn't it? And they honestly, I was stunned actually, and then this friend of theirs came along, this bloke, and he's like an old London bus driver, and he'd heard about it, but he was completely didn't have a clue what crypto was really. I had no idea. I thought it was a scam. Then this lady thought it was something invented by Elon Musk, and it was stunning how, these were like normal people. I thought this was quite funny because these aren't my friends. They're like my friends' friends, and these aren't, a lot of my friends are either from a sort of a technical background or a musical background, that kind of thing. And this is a different bunch of people altogether. And they were completely clueless about crypto. I thought that was quite amazing, really. But anyway, it just made me think about the Trump stuff, because I mean, are these people who actually buys this stuff? Is it people who don't know anything about crypto? Because I know, like with that Melania thing, they made it really easy, didn't they? There was like a Melania page where you just kind of got your crypto card out, and you got your credit card out, and you just bought the token as if you were buying something on Amazon. It was like, there was no talk about like DeFi wallets or anything like that. It was literally just a normal transaction, like what a normal person could do. So I don't know what they're going to do with this truth thing. Are these just normal people who buy this stuff? I can't see the proper. Are they proper crypto people? I don't really know, to be honest. No idea.
Yeah, I think the fact that people just attach it to like Elon Musk and stuff. The hate on Tesla is mad, isn't it? There's a guy that I follow on TikTok, and he's like an American TikTok. He has like a normal 9-to-5 job, but through TikTok he's earned quite a lot of money from like ads and stuff like that. So he went and bought a Cybertruck because like he said like a Cybertruck is his dream car, and you should see the comments in his videos, like just completely like slating him for having a Cybertruck. Like people have been like really brainwashed into just hating Musk like for really like no real reason.
Well, yeah. He's always going to be a controversial bloke, though, isn't he? You know.
Yeah. But yeah, we do have just under 10 minutes until US Open, so I will get the poll closed in a minute.
Oh.
Do make sure you vote if you haven't, and subscribe and like if you've not done already.
So what price do you think we actually need on a normal chart to close that CME? What did you reckon? It was about 102, wasn't it?
I think probably down to 103 on crypto exchanges would close the gap on the CME chart. We'll have a look now. Let's see. So, so currently we have, obviously you got to bear in mind that the CME data is 10 minutes old. So I think, what have we done in the last 10 minutes? So we've gone up. Hang on. So in the last 10 minutes, we've gone up roughly about $400 on Bitcoin. So this CME, in the next 10 minutes, we should probably see the data come through. It's probably going to be close to around, like, you know, nearly 105 potentially. There is a premium on CME regardless. So I think, yeah, the gap is obviously down to 103,615 on 103,630 on CME. So if we take a couple of $100 off, I think around 103 conservatively should close the gap on it across exchanges. So down to around here, given the premium on CME.
Okay. Well, sorry about that alarm there. That alert, rather.
I didn't hear anything, actually.
It's just a bloke going, oh.
Right, let's get this poll closed. So 64%, 44 votes. Big thank you to everyone who has voted today. And big thank you to everyone that streamed in. We're at 39 viewers, 36 likes. That is great viewership and a great like ratio. So big thank you to you guys. It does help us out massively when we get them likes up. We've got XRP just absolutely surging on the back of this tax news or whatever it is that's come out. An 8-bar and a XLM and probably a few others as well that are tied into that. I think there's a few. What? So where's Sui? So, no. So there is a few American. Maybe these were named individually. I don't know, but I'm sure like ones like AVAX and Sui are also classed as US origin. So I don't know what the gig is if others aren't pumping as well, or whether it's just them that have been named. We'll soon see, I suppose, though. But yeah, they're getting especially a nice pump, and obviously Stonksy is still in that long on the 1 hour. So that is up from open just over 21%, which is great on that. Gold took a big dive today, didn't it? So I'm guessing that was on the back of a bit of a mixture news, really. Obviously, we've got, so this week we have talks between Zelensky and Putin taking place in Turkey. And then obviously we've got the tariff cool down between the US and China. So kind of, hit on gold because there's not so much tension now. And I thought we could go and have a look quickly at what data we've got coming this week, because I have not yet looked. Don't know about anyone else, but I have not yet looked. So let's go take a look.
So that China thing that was sort of announced this morning. I mean, I kind of saw that pump in Bitcoin, and I thought, oh, that's probably something to do with that. So I looked over on Twitter and to see what it was all about. And there's a guy with an account called like Watcher.guru or something over there, and that's what I saw. But there was no source quoted, you know. So I always worry a bit, you know, if someone, you know, people are just reacting on a tweet with no source or something. But that was all true, was it? Was that all true about the 90-day relief thing?
Yeah.
Okay, but that was China.
I think they've dropped down to I think the US has dropped their tariffs on China down to 30%, and I think China's dropped the tariffs on the US down to 10% for 90 days or 30 days or whatever it is.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So why did it drop down straight away? Because it just pumped and then came down again. You know, I mean, to me that was like, oh, okay, that must have been fake news or something. But you're saying it wasn't.
With what? Sorry, mate.
Well, the price of Bitcoin when that announcement came, that was about 7 o'clock this morning, which is a funny time of day anyway. And the price of Bitcoin went up by like $1,500 and then came back down again. And it was just weird how it went up and came down. I mean, I think
it's probably already baked in it. I think.
Okay.
It's probably mostly baked in because, you know, there's the expectation, isn't there, that they're going to come to some trade deal. So when it actually happens, you know, it's already kind of priced into the market.
Yeah.
So that was probably just used as a catalyst to just clear upside liquidity.
Yeah. And also, it's just like a weird time of day because that was like 8 a.m. here. So that was like, I mean, in that's like 2 o'clock in the morning, New York, isn't it? And in China, God knows, that's probably evening now, isn't it? I suppose.
Probably late afternoonish.
Late
yeah.
Afternoon,
yeah.
So yeah, it's probably not too weird for China, but for the US, it was like a weird time. You know, like 2 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning.
I suppose it shows how hard Trump is working. I suppose maybe, doesn't it?
maybe.
But we've got a big week this week. We've got CPI tomorrow, so that should be fun on stream. Then we've got PPI on Thursday, along with retail sales and Powell speaking. So that is jam-packed on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow because obviously the back of this data, then we'll see, you know, a real pricing in for what is the expectation in June for, the Fed's FOMC meeting. And then, of course, we've got PPI and retail sales, and then even a Powell speech before US Open on Thursday. So it's going to be a jam-packed week. And that is why you should make sure you subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and make sure you come back every day because we will be live for all of that. So it should be very fun and very interesting to watch. Crypto Bro thinks the real pump is in September. And Reggie Man says source was Trump on Truth Social.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got 1 minute to go. Well, yeah, just under 1 minute to go until US Open. So let's see what happens there.
So that Truth Social, can anyone just sign up to that? Can they?
Yeah, I think it's just like another social media platform.
Okay.
I think he founded it when he got banned from Twitter, I think. I'm sure he's like the founder of it or something to do with it anyway.
Okay. I might have to join that.
A Short Video Guru says May 18th, 2021. We'll go and have a look at that date. I've got a feeling that is going to be the date when Bitcoin fell significantly, though, is what you're going to be looking at, Short Video Guru. I've got a feeling it's going to be when Bitcoin made its journey to slam down like 50% across like a week or two. But yeah, there we go.
All right.
So yeah, there we go. US market is open. Reggie Man says, yeah, he was annoyed with Jack Dorsey when he was banned. And Short Video Guru says, yeah, Elon rugged us indeed. I actually wasn't anything to do with Elon, really. So, obviously, that was when Tesla paused Bitcoin payments. But it wasn't really directly anything to do with Elon because, in my opinion anyway, because this was just clear distribution. That's just clear distribution for me. So yeah, it might have been the catalyst to light the fire for the drop down, but Bitcoin had literally been ranging for like 3 months. So especially after a run up like that, to me that just looks like just standard distribution for a market top. So it might have provided the catalyst, to light the match to start the selling. But for me, I just look at that and say nothing really to do with that. It's just the fact that the market was distributing because alts were running as well. So you can't even say, well, how do you know that's distribution? Because, maybe it might have just been doing something like it's doing now for a leg up and stuff like that. Well, one, very different market conditions, weren't it? Two, Bitcoin had like literally 20x since from the bottom. And then three, altcoins had like the craziest alt season ever. You had things like Matic that done like 2000x or whatever it done. Just altcoin. You go to any altcoin chart from back then, and you can just see very clearly. Obviously, Sol wasn't as much because Sol was an emerging one, but still from the bottom there, it went from under $1. So it did like a 50x. So alt season was very raging then, which obviously suggests profits out of Bitcoin into altcoins, which then is obviously leading from a Bitcoin distribution. So yeah, obviously I think that was what triggered it, weren't it? When Tesla paused Bitcoin payments, but I think it was probably coming anyway. In my opinion, anyway, it was coming. But are you expecting maybe something to happen again? Short video guru, are you maybe thinking that something is going to happen similar in this May?
Sorry, I lost track of what was happening there. So what happened on May the 18th, 2021?
That was when Tesla paused Bitcoin payments, which
okay.
But that was where Bitcoin had a 50% retracement across 2 weeks. So it's when it crashed from, so it opened the week around just under 59k, and then 2 weeks later it hit a low of $30,600. So nearly a 50% retracement. But like I mentioned, it had done like 20x from the COVID bottom. It had distributed in a range for like 3 months, and altcoins had like the craziest alt season ever. So I think it was coming. It just kind of was the piece of news to kind of light the liquidation cascade.
Yeah. So actually, me taking profit on my trade on it was I remember the date. It was March the 27th, 2021. That was probably quite a good time to take profit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So my actual decision then wasn't too bad.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all.
Okay.
So where did you close it?
I closed it on the morning of March the 27th, 2021. I don't know where it was.
You would have been close to the highs, though.
It was. I remember looking at it one day, and it was about 50 grand in profit, and I was thinking, bloody hell, that's huge. And then it literally that morning, I was just getting ready because the funeral was about 90 kilometers away, so I didn't want to be late or anything. So I just looked at my computer, and I thought, I'm going to close that. But it was up like tens of thousands of dollars from the day before. And I thought, I'm going to close it now, so I just closed it then. I didn't even look at it. I just closed it.
Probably the right decision.
Yeah, no, I think it was really. It might have been one of those.
Well, I mean, I suppose we could go back, couldn't we, and have a look exactly. If you remember I assume you remember the date. Like, what did you say?
It was the 27th of March, 2021.
Oh, you nailed that, mate. To be fair, so it was up at. Sorry, bloody hell, I'm looking at 24. Wrong. I didn't scale as far back. 27th. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good point. To be fair, yeah, it was 55k, nearly 56k.
Right.
Which it hit a height of 64. Yeah, but you was right in the middle of that kind of distribution range, and then you obviously avoided the drawdown because it wasn't that long. It obviously hit the heights of 60 odd, then crashed down to 48, back up to nearly 60, and then obviously full retrace down into the 30s. So
yeah,
like we mentioned before, you can't catch every market top or bottom. That's an example in it of just closing it in and around the highs. You closed it in and around the highs.
And I must admit, after that, I mean, I was obviously a bit all over the place anyway, so I wasn't really thinking straight. I didn't actually do any trading for a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah.
So I literally just paid no attention to the charts or anything. That was before I was doing YouTube and stuff, So So I didn't really have to sort of do everything, do something every day like I feel like I have to now, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Crypto Generic says, hope I can chat to you both on voice call in the Discord. Yeah, I don't see why not, mate. Of course. That's what the Discord's for. We'll definitely get that sorted. Ripple's moving very well, short video guru, yeah. Very nicely. So is XLM and HBAR as well. Maybe ARB, not ARB. What's the other one that moves similar to them? Oh, what's the ticker of it? I can't remember what the name of it is.
Which one?
It's similar to like HBAR and XLM and XRP. What is the name of it now? Algo. Algo, that's it. Algo. The trend is similar, but don't see a catalyst, and crypto's come a long way since in XL. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really interesting to see what'll happen from here. I think it's really interesting to see what'll happen from here because I think, you know, probably the consensus is that, you know, Bitcoin's going to go on to a new all-time high, which, you know, at this point seems quite likely, doesn't it? But it'll be interesting to see exactly how high, or if it does go on and create a new high, then gets back under, or what. We just don't know, do we?
Yeah. I was just toying with the idea of selling my Tesla stock there, and it just dumped.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot, but right, dumped by about 2%.
Well, what should we look at? You let us know what you would like us to cover in the chat. Obviously, we've looked at a good amount of altcoins and stocks and everything, but let us know in the chat if you'd like us to look at anything specific, and we can do that for sure.
What I'd love to find out is I'd love to find something that somebody thinks is gonna pump.
Well, Reggie Man was on about a ticker called Huge. He was saying that.
Oh well, let's have a look at that then. There's probably some nonsense. I actually saw one this morning, and it was called Useless. I mean, people have bizarre names for these cryptos, but Useless. I mean, that's like ridiculous name.
It's an interesting name, isn't it? Let's go and have a look at this Huge then, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's see. Cow. Let's see. I don't know what this Huge. Let's see. Huge. It's only on Bitmart. Oh, there's no point, is there?
Not really.
It's had a good pump already. Look at that. What a catch by Stonksy. Even on something that's only on one exchange, it still does its magic. It's already had a pump. It's already pumped.
Is that because it's just been listed somewhere normal? Maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea what it is. Maybe Reggie Man can give us some context in the chat. What else have we got? We've got Eric. Hello, Eric Parker. Hello to you. MSTR or is other leverage stock options? MSTR or is other leverage stock options? What do you mean, mate? I don't know if that's a spelling mistake or something in there, but I don't know quite what you mean. So if you want to give us another comment in there, mate, and we'll try and get round to that. Cow, yeah, let's have a look at Cow. Go on. I don't know if Cow is still on the list or not. Is Cow still on the list? I don't think Cow's still on the list. Let's get Cow up. Go on. Oh wow, yeah. I mean, is that an error or is that not an error? I don't know. It's the fact it dump so much in a 1 hour candle. Is that an error, Crypto Bro, or not? I imagine that you probably actively trade this. Did that actually happen, or is that an error just on Binance? But Cow has had obviously a big push up. I mean, Stonksy's caught along beautifully as well. So if you do want to get this indicator, it's called Stonksy. If you don't know, You do get full indicator access to the Discord server and the trading bots on BLOFIN as well. You can get 20% off your first month. So second link in the description. Come over to the website, and then it's this monthly option you want. Click the monthly and then put in code BOT20. You see it there, and you see it in the description at checkout, and it'll take 20% off your first month fee. So you get it for just £116 per month. Come and try us, and obviously with it being the monthly, it is a monthly rolling plan. So yeah, it'd be great to see you. But big move on cow. I mean, if we go and have a look at the daily time frame as well, did someone just sell a huge amount of cow, or is that an error? I don't know, but it is making its way back up by the looks of it, like a lot of altcoins that have seen a similar pattern. So we'll see. I mean, here kind of looks like obviously where it's found trouble previously, isn't it? In and around here where it's pressing now. So we'll see if it can break through there. If it can, then it may be good to go up to here, which I think is reasonable to suggest. And then above there, yeah, maybe talk about an extended rally then. But yeah, big moves on cow for sure. But is that an error, or did that actually happen?
Who's our cow person? Oh, it's Wiz, isn't it?
Wiz and Justin as well. I think Justin is in on cow too. Now, Bitcoin is making its way towards that CME gap now. We're now down at 103,700 on crypto exchanges. So we'll see where the CME is. Obviously, this is 10 minutes delayed, bear in mind. So it's got time to catch up, but we are looking for that CME closure potentially. But yeah, we are dropping on Bitcoin on the hourly. Look at Pepe, my best trade, I'll save for later. At the peak, I was up 50,000% on about $3. What? What? Oh, mate.
I think you should increase your margins a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not close that? I mean, obviously it's up to you, but I mean, at what point is enough enough? You know what I mean? When is enough enough? Still open on Pepe. No, I didn't take profits. Oh, mate. Suppose you live and learn, don't you? Like we mentioned before. Plume and Ondo. I looked at Ondo last night. Yeah, we'll look at Ondo again. And Eric says MSTU, MSTX. I meant, are these the...
Oh, that's the leveraged versions, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, the leverage versions. Yeah, I think it's the leverage short and the leverage longs one. Yeah. What was the other one? MSTU and what? MSTX. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly how these work. I don't know exactly how these work. I know obviously the leveraged, so that's 2x long. So these are both 2x long ones, aren't they? So this is Trust 2x long MSTR daily. And this is 2x long. I don't know what the difference is between these two, I'll be honest, but I mean, what we're looking at here, won't these? These will just surely follow the MSTR price, won't it? Apart from it just be even more volatile than MSTR. Am I not just right in saying that? So there's probably not too much to look at these. You're just mainly focusing on MSTR, and then obviously these will just be witness more volatility than MSTR does, which is saying something because it is the volatile stock. Now, interestingly enough, on MSTR, it's kind of into this region now where obviously we came in, we had this wild day. But this is where, you know, supply started coming in, obviously where it found resistance in here. So I'm fascinated to see what will happen on MSTR. I mean, if we go back as well, so MicroStrategy hit a low of like, it was $15, it was $12. That is insane, isn't it, really? Considering that this had a stock split as well. But MSTR has been a much better play than Bitcoin. It's up 31x. I wish I'd have. Imagine you could have just gone all in on MSTR, couldn't you? Really, if you're bullish on Bitcoin and stuff like that. Obviously now we're kind of potentially, seeing, you would have to see Bitcoin do something crazy to see returns like that. But obviously, moving back in time, as we all wish we could, that was a great opportunity.
So what was the actual business before you started messing around with Bitcoin?
Well, it still is a business. It doesn't make it. It doesn't really make any money. I think it's into. Does anyone actually know the business model of MicroStrategy? I think it's in something like software. Like it's like a software company or something.
Yeah.
I think.
It may as well be a car wash, shouldn't it? Or somewhere to launder your money.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. It's I just find it weird, the whole of that. And the more I watch Michael Saylor, I just think he's a bit weird,
Yeah, the guy, he's just so in love with Bitcoin, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've heard him say a sentence without the word Bitcoin in it. I don't know. I just find it a bit odd. He's a bit too into it, I think.
He's he's a bit too into it. I still, do you know what? Every time I hear like the word Sailor or MicroStrategy, all I think about is that video of him and Scottie Pippen. I think that is one of the funniest videos there is with Michael Saylor. And it's just the idea of like, is he actually skeptical or is he jealous? Very funny, very funny. Anyway, let's move on. Someone mentioned Ondo, so let's go and have a look at Ondo. Ondo was one, I looked at it last night. Again, very, very nice call from Stonksy there on the 1 hour. Doing very nicely. And so we are chugging away. And like I mentioned yesterday, so if we go to the daily chart, I'm guessing you're wondering what's potentially coming up. I think maybe 118, I think, is probably like a key. You can see it's key SR. And then as soon as you get above 118, you kind of reopen this trading range here potentially. So I think above 118, you might maybe see, if market conditions are right, and a leg up towards 161 is what I'm thinking. Reclaim 118, which, you can see why it's key SR. And then obviously you just reopen this area here, don't you? Which was where, to the upside, where the price found resistance. But for now, we are chugging away very nicely on the 1 hour, still green. So as we approach this 118 level, it'll be interesting to see what happens there with momentum. What else have we got to cover? I don't know. Crypto Bro saying that Cowick wasn't him. He promises. I don't believe you, mate. Still holding my Pepe nearly 2x now. Very good, Bobby. Congrats, mate. Well done. Well done. Nice trade. Mate, why are you calling yourself a peasant? You're not a peasant. They're a software company. Yeah, I thought that's what it was. Sailor is an industry plan, so it's probably at this point pretty much owned by BlackRock, isn't it? You would imagine. Wrong one, just catching up. It's huge one and on deck screen. I'm not covering anything on deck screen, mate. My boss called. Did you tell him about Mantra? Have you tried to get him into OM yet? How many OM recruits have you tried to get, Reggie, to try and get yourself out of that position? How many poor, unsuspecting people have you tried to get to pour money into Mantra to try and lift the price?
It's the new Bitcoin.
Yeah. Do you mind grabbing the screen, mate, while I go to the toilet?
I can do that. Yeah.
Am I all right just to throw the same one on, or?
Yeah.
I think it's the BLOFIN one.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Oh, that's not a BLOFIN one. That's a BLOFIN one. Okay, right. Yeah, I'll just have a look at what Bitcoin's doing. So at the moment, yeah, I've got this stop loss here that's at 103.073. I think that's all right there. So what we were saying about the CME, let me just have a look at that. I am expecting that CME gap to get filled pretty soon. Let me just check I've got the right chart here. That's fine. Okay, so if I go and look at BTC1 and I think is that the one I put there on Saturday? No, it's not. Why haven't I got any gaps there? I've got that. Oh, it's because I've got the okay. So Friday, Monday, Sunday, Friday. So it's that level there we're looking at, isn't it? So 103.9. Right. So I think it's the bottom of that candle there. In which case we've actually... That's not right, is it? Let's go back to the normal Bitcoin, see what it's doing. Right. So this is the 1 hour. Let's have a look on something smaller, like the 5 minute. What did we come down to there? We came down to 103.614. And this is a good example here of where you got this momentum line coming down here. And now you see here, this starts to change color. It's just gone like pink, whereas it's been red down there. And it goes pink when it's going up in a positive way. So that should be indicating a kind of trend reversal. So maybe that was it. Maybe that was it for the pullback for the time being. In which case, shall I leave my trade as is? I think I will actually. But I mean, what I would do with these kind of things is I'd think about taking a bit of profit, you know. So I think we're probably going to go up to 110k or something. So, you know, I would just take 20% of the profit there, and then on the next pullback I'd probably add it back in and keep doing that. So I'm talking now to cryptogenic dude. I would keep doing that, and obviously your entry is going to go up a little bit. I mean, it depends what exchange you're using it on, but most exchanges you can certainly do partial profits and put it back in, or change leverage, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's what I think I would do on the way up.
Tell you what, mate, I went to the toilet, and what's happened? Oh, hell's broke loose. We're back with the big green candles, aren't we?
I know. I was just trying to find that CME level again, and I wasn't doing very well. And I was kind of looking at 3 screens at once, trying to work out what was going on actually. Because
your long's another $500 up, isn't it, from where we looked at it before?
Yeah. No, I was getting a bit concerned because I had this stop loss here at 103. You see, so I was thinking, is that all right there? But I think it's all right. Yeah.
Well, I suppose we will see, won't we? I don't think we'll see anything majorly happen to it, will we? Before we come off stream, but it'll be interesting to see what's happened between obviously coming off and then. Oh no, you're not on tomorrow, are
you? Well, I can be, but it'll be a bit later.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be great to, you know, if
I haven't got. Yeah, I haven't got the problem I had last week where I couldn't make it at all. But I'll be back about. I should be back about 1:45, so I can be here for the open certainly.
Okay, great. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Have you got Justin on tomorrow?
Yeah, he'll be coming on. Yeah.
Okay, that's something to look forward to. For those of you who don't know Justin, he's a far better trader than most of us.
He's a very, very good trader, mate. But you've pulled out a really good amount of money from the market over the past few weeks. So you have put on some superb trades. So
yeah, I think I'm too risky though for sort of You know, I mean, you don't want to look at what I do too much because it's a bit sort of hit and miss sometimes, you know, and the bit when I get into trades is a bit scary, you know. But once I'm in, I'm quite happy, you know, and I kind of know how to manage the position once I'm in a trade. But Justin is a different league altogether. You know, he can plan out a trade like a week in advance and then go on holiday and it will just fill and then take profit.
Yeah, go on holiday, yeah.
Yeah, without even looking at it, you know.
Absolutely.
Whereas I'm sort of sweating my head off, sort of, you know, trembling at the charts.
Yeah, definitely sweating at the moment as well. It's roasting. Ashley, 180. You're expecting $200 today on Sol. Yeah, Sol was moving quite nicely. Obviously, I think everything has pulled back a slight bit with that Bitcoin drop a couple of $100. But yeah, Sol is pressing that $180 level now. I do tend to agree with you as well. Once we conquer that $180 level, I do think it is potentially like one smooth road up towards 200 before we face another obstacle on Sol. So I'm in agreement with you there. I mean, ETH is interesting in it. It just seems like it's just all like momentum has been released on ETH, and it is just full whack, just going bang, 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 and just really taking advantage of the market. So, yeah, I mean, ETH. If we have a look on, should we go swap over?
I was just going to say, just before I leave the screen, this 20% off your first month of Stonksy, this code BOT20, might not be around forever. So if you're on the fence with Stonksy, I would get it as soon as possible and use that code BOT20 to get it. It was Stonksy that got me into these trades I'm in at the moment that are very, very profitable. And if I was to cash them out now, that would be Stonksy paid for about the next 10 years.
You get the lifetime, you get it forever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, of course you could do that. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go in a minute actually, but I'm all right till 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I think 3 o'clock is probably bang on.
Okay, well, grab the screen back and then.
Yeah, I think. So what I'll do is add that in. Yeah, but yeah, I mean this ETH zone here. Obviously, we are approaching a bit of a key interest really with this point. As you can see, if we pull, you know, a box across here, you can see the importance of this area. Obviously, we had a slight consolidation, which led to an impulse and then retest of support. Then we had, you know, dips into these wicks in 24, you know, support, again here, support. We dropped below, and then this was, you know, resistance for a bit. And then again, same here. So I think this kind of like $2,800 to like nearly $2,900 region is really key when you come and look at the price and look to see where prices behaved around here. If we approach that, then that is maybe the point of where maybe we get one more push up on ETH, and then maybe that's the sticking point for if we're going to pull back or not. If we get above there, then, I mean, who's to say we can't just go and run 4K again? Who's to say we can't? There's going to be huge amounts of liquidity above here. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with ETH, but I do think this kind of 2,800 zone-ish, 2,800 zone is going to be quite key for what happens next with the price. But we're still a way away from that, you know, probably still like 10-15% away. So it remains to be seen. But I did calculate it just off screen, and we are 77% up on ETH from around the bottom point. So super move. And yeah, let's hope that it continues. And we are, I think, still green on Stonksy as well on the 1 hour. Yeah, we are. So we'll monitor this and see if it's going to dip out into the red at all or just into a no trade. But if you do want to trade anything, of course, do make sure you click the first link in the description or the one in the chat now. Sign up to BLOFIN with the Stonksy link. You get yourself some great bonuses. And of course, it's non-KYC, so you sign up with just an email and you can do that in under a minute. So it's very fast sign up, very easy too. The CME gap is down to 103,600 on the CME chart, I think. Just do bear in mind there's a bit of a premium on the CME at the moment as well. So might have to come down a bit lower on actual exchanges. What are your favourite pastimes? What's yours, mate?
Oh, mine? I've got an electric mountain bike, and I love getting out on out in the country on single track trails and sort of getting lost. That's what I like doing best.
Is it, no? Does he not mean like
Oh,
favorite
pastimes.
Is like the old stuff in it?
Oh, I see. Oh, I thought it was pastimes, as in one word. Okay, pastimes. I quite like where we are now, actually, to be honest. But in the past, I mean, 2021 was a lot of fun. I was doing a lot of stuff with the MyR decks that became X Exchange, and that was looking really fun back in early 2022, and that was great. It turned out crap, but but at the time I was really enjoying it, and so 2021 was good fun. To be honest, just getting into crypto round about then was a lot of fun, and that was exciting.
Yeah. Very nice, mate. Reggie, man, please, I'm going to ask you very politely, mate, please stop shilling that in the chat. It's all right mentioning it, but please don't shill it. I'll go and take a look at it out of my own time, but we can't just pull something on Deck Screener up that's not affiliated with us on channel because it's not sponsored or anything. So, you know, we're not just going to give some random Dex coin a publicity stunt. But yeah, I'll go and take a look, mate, in my own time, but yeah, please stop shilling it in the chat. But yeah, big thank you to everyone that's joined today. We've had great fun. Obviously, we'll see where Bitcoin's at tomorrow when we're on. We've got CPI tomorrow too, which should be fun. But yeah, do make sure as well, if you haven't already, do take advantage of the 20% off Stonksy. You do get full indicator access, Discord access, and access to the bots. 20% off your first month, so it's down to just £116. And it is, of course, just a monthly rolling plan. Links in the description alongside the discount code BOT20. And that's pretty much it from us today. Do enjoy. At least it's not Bevo. That's true, mate. That's true. It is not Bevo. I don't hold any Bevo. So, yeah, my hands are clean on Bevo. I don't hold any, so I have no affiliation with Bevo either. But yeah, appreciate what I'm in the Discord all the time, mate, pretty much. I'm in the Discord all the time. But yeah, do have a great rest of your day. And we'll come back tomorrow and see where the price is at. And make sure you come back tomorrow because we will be watching CPI release live. So that should be interesting. But until then, bye for now. Subscribe if you haven't already. And take it easy. Catch you tomorrow.